What's going on, guys? So here in this box is a custom one-of-a-kind Pikachu themed Nintendo Switch Lite that I bought from eBay. And I say it's one of a kind because it has a custom paint job. This is a Switch that Nintendo has not released to anybody. You know, it's not made by Nintendo. Well, it is made by Nintendo, but it wasn't painted by Nintendo. Painted by just somebody on eBay. So I'm pretty excited to open this thing up. And I paid basically double retail. So this thing retails for $200. I paid almost $400. And obviously that's because of the paint job, mostly because of the labor it takes to paint this thing. And in the pictures, it looked pretty good. So I'm excited to open this thing up and see what's inside. Alright, so we got this thing sliced open. Let's go ahead and open it up and see what we got inside. So it's supposed to be brand new. I guess they opened it up and painted it and put it back in the box, supposedly. So let's check that out. So here we go. And first glance, it's... Oh no, seriously? The box is completely smashed up. Wow. That really sucks. It's not terrible, but I mean, when you buy a console like this, you want the box to be in a good condition as well. And yeah, that'll do it. So that's why. So when you got your box in here and you only have one sealed air bubble, this thing's just gonna slide back and forth. Or if you have it right there, it's gonna slide back and forth there and get smashed up. So that's not ideal. So now we just gotta hope that the console inside is not in this poor condition. And this is interesting. The box has, I'm being nitpicky here, but it's got some marks on the back, and obviously squished on the side. Top has some not punctures, but some dents and stuff. So hopefully this is not indicative of what's inside, but let's go ahead and open this thing up and see what's actually in there. I'm really hoping it's in good condition inside. Alright, so let's slide this bad boy out. I can barely slide it out because it's stuck because of the deformed box. Come on, man, get out of there. What the heck? Alright, you probably can't see, but this thing looks a little bit dirty. What in the world, dude? Alright, guys, so not too impressed. Let's go ahead and put this to the side and get a closer look at this thing. I'm gonna have to do some zooming in and stuff because it might be hard for you to see some of this stuff, but just like I said, this is brand new, custom painted. I paid almost double retail, so I expect a good product here. Now let's just start out by saying the joysticks are dirty. It's kind of like when you go to a car dealership and they get in your car and they do maintenance and stuff, and they usually wipe it down, but some places they're sketchy, don't wipe it down, and they leave dirt all over your steering wheel and stuff. And that's kind of like what this looks like. You got dirt on both joysticks, got some dirt on the console as well. I'm just gonna go ahead and take a paper towel or something to wipe it off, and maybe there's just a bunch of dust on it or something. It's not in immaculate condition like I was expecting. Alright guys, so I wiped it off some and it looks a little bit better, but it's still a little disappointing. So let me just go ahead and show you the spots I'm looking at right now. So basically right around the edges of the screen, we have a bunch of chipping paint all the way down here and around the corner. Hopefully you can see that. And so yeah, chipping around there. And then over here on the other side of the screen, we got something similar, except instead of chipping paint, it's kind of like a paint bleed over onto the screen. Not too bad over on this side, but this side is a little wonky, not great. I know it's a little nitpicky, but when you buy a brand new console, you expect it to be a little bit better than that. And then one more thing to show on the front. I've noticed this in a couple spots, but it looks like basically when they're painting, they left some debris on the console, so it kind of results in a bump on the console. I don't know if you can see that, but that's in a couple spots. Again, really nitpicky. And then here on the top, you got some dirt as well. But let's go ahead and get to the back where all the action is. And here's the console on the back, and I think it actually looks pretty good. If you look closely, there's some jagged edges around, the cheeks and the eyes and stuff. But it's not gonna be perfect. It wasn't manufactured in a factory. It was probably somebody just custom painting it. I'm assuming they used some stencils and stuff. But it looks pretty good, especially from afar. If you're more than like a foot away from it, it looks like really nice. And you got some more dirt up here. I don't know what it is with the dirt all over the console. It's kind of weird. But this actually looks pretty similar to a 3DS Pikachu themed console that Nintendo made themselves. That one looked better because it was manufactured from the factory. This one's custom painted. Overall, I've been kind of nitpicky on the front, but overall it looks pretty good. I mean, you got your two cheeks here, you got your eyes, you got your nose, your mouth, and they look pretty nice. And another thing I'll point out is the game card and the micro SD card slot and stuff kind of clash with the console. Not too bad, but it's basically just a different shade of yellow, which I already knew when I bought it. That's just kind of, that's how the console comes. Obviously they had to paint it a different shade of yellow from what it was originally. But yeah, overall not bad. Got your power, volume up here, game card. All that looks good. Got your vents right there. And then here on the bottom, you got your charging port and your micro SD little slot. It is a little bit more difficult to close the micro SD card slot and the games card slot. I'm assuming that's because the console is probably a little bit thicker because of the paint. Added a little bit more definition to the console, but overall it doesn't really affect functionality. It's just a little bit a little bit more difficult to close. All right, so we looked at this console. Let's go ahead and make sure everything else came with the console. So we've got our box here, and the box is a little bit dirty inside as well. I'm not sure what happened there, why it got dirty, and why the console is a little bit dirty, but here's the manual. Okay, and we got our power cord, and that's all that comes with it. I mean, it's a Switch Lite, so it doesn't plug into a dock or anything. No HDMI, just the power cord, the Switch, and the manual. All right, so we've taken a look at this console. Let's go ahead and turn it on and make sure it still boots up and works. Hopefully we have power. If we don't, we'll just plug it in. Looks like we don't have power because it's not booting up. All right, I got my charging cable now, so let's go ahead and plug this thing in, and hopefully we get some life. Gotta let it charge for a few minutes, and then we can boot it up. Oh, or maybe it'll boot up straight away. Nope, yeah, we gotta let it charge for a few minutes, and then we can boot it up. All right, so once it charged up enough, it just booted up itself, so here it is. I could hear it downstairs because it was so loud. All right, so here we are, setup complete. Let's go home and check it out. So first I'm gonna start by turning the brightness all the way up so you guys can see everything. There we go. That's a little better, and I actually just noticed, I didn't realize that the Switch Lite didn't have auto brightness, but it doesn't apparently. All right, so obviously the screen does not look as good as the new OLED, but it looks pretty good, and I'm a fan of the Switch Lite. I mean, it's $100 cheaper than the original Switch or the regular Switch, and it's smaller, it's more portable, has a nice feel in the hands. I like it, but yeah, it looks good so far. Let's go ahead and plug in a game and make sure it works. All right, so we're gonna try out the brand new Metroid Dread, see if that works. So here we are, booted up, and I gotta be honest, this game looks really good on the new OLED screen. Definitely not quite as good on these older screens, but it is what it is. It doesn't look bad, but it's definitely working, as you can see. Just going through some text right now, and looks pretty good. Let's go back home. So we know the game works, internet works. I was able to create a user, and yeah, so it seems to work as new, which it should because it's a brand new console. Now the real question is, was this thing worth $400? You know, it's hard to say. It's personal preference. I mean, if you're a big Pikachu or Pokemon fan and you like custom hardware, then I'd say definitely it's worth $400. Unfortunately, this is the only one that was made, unless they paint another one. Overall, I think the paint job looks really good, but I will say, like I said earlier, the cheeks and the eyes and stuff look a little bit jaggedy. I might show some pictures on the screen right now if you can't see it very well, but you know, that's understandable because it's a custom paint job. It's not like it came from the factory. Honestly, my main issue was the chipping paint next to the screen up here, and then just like the dirty controls. You know, I don't understand why you can't wipe it down before you ship it off. And like I mentioned earlier, I was a little bit upset with how the box came out. You know, just a little bit more packaging in the shipping box, and this wouldn't have been an issue, so that's definitely preventable. So that's a couple annoying things, but overall it looks good, especially the Pikachu part on the back, which is the main attraction. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe down below. And also, if you haven't checked out my website yet, go check it out. It's jrobgaming.com, and I'll probably be selling this console on there. You know, it's a nice console and everything, but I have no use for an additional Switch. I have like 3 or 4 other Switches already. So I'm probably going to sell it on there, and I'll be selling a bunch of other consoles and games on there as well. So go ahead and check that out, and we'll see how much somebody will pay for it, because honestly, I'll probably listed it, you know, $400 like I bought it for, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know down below in the comments section if you think this console is worth $400 or not. I'll be interested to hear your opinions, and yeah, thanks for watching, and have a great day.